Yo, what's good? It's Royalty Trades coming through with another video. Yesterday, I talked about NVDA, and I got the chart pulled up now. So let's take a look at it. Yesterday, I told you guys all I needed to do was take out this 127 level right here. Now, once that level got taken out, what did I say? It's going to 125. So here we are today. We're sitting at 125.25, and it briefly dropped below and almost retested this 124.31 level. So what's next? If you look at this, I still say if you're buying calls, the calls should be at least somewhere within the strike price of resistance. So 130.55 to 133.07. Now, as of right now, we look at the daily chart. That's a big candle right there. That's a big red candle, and we opened at 128 and closed down here at 126. So what could happen? What could possibly happen tomorrow? Honestly, if this thing keeps going into weakness, we could possibly see this thing break below the 124 level. And if it drops and breaks this, then we're going to see it move all the way down towards the 121, 120 range. That's my price target if we break below 124. Now, if for some odd reason, we bounce here and we start making a little V-line recovery back up, we can start looking towards 129, possibly 130.50, somewhere around here for a recovery. But I want to see the market recover a day or two before I just start to go long. Because as you see, that 127 could be a supply and demand flip. So that old support level that we had on 127, we can start to see that become our new resistance before we can push up again. It was holding this support pretty well. Once it broke, it dropped down. This is the new support level, so we have to see it come back up and retest this 127.14 level to see if it wants to recover and push back up or if it wants to reject and then continue push back down. I told you guys, we don't have a reason to be buying calls right now. We don't. If we go look at the Qs still haven't done anything spectacular yet either. Looking at the daily, look, another big red candle today. Here's the one from Thursday. You have an inside candle Friday. You have another big red candle Monday and another one today. And actually, this candle, it opened at 497. It dropped all the way down to 493 and recovered here at 496. So it's still a red day. We're not making higher highs. We're actually making lower highs. And it's choppy within this 482, 490 to 503 range. Until we take out this candle right here, you have no reason to be long on tech until it finds some type of support. Yeah, I have these trend lines drawn out, but that's temporary. It's temporary until there's a solid level of support, kind of like the SPY has. The SPY's been doing amazing, by the way. Um, you did have this big red candle on Thursday, but it made a nice recovery on Friday, made a red day Monday, and then a slight recovery and took out yesterday's highs today. So tomorrow, I don't have a clue what's going to happen. I can't tell you, but um, it's a mixed market. If you go on and you look at the Mag 7, which I'm always looking at the Mag 7 stocks, you see NVIDIA red, Microsoft red, Apple. Uh, I think Apple closed close to being flat. Tesla closed in the green. Google closed red, Meta closed red, Amazon closed flat, and then Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin does. Go look at coin, which that's something that we played earlier this week. I told you guys that it could go and it can retest the mid $55 range. I had $53 marked, 253 marked out. It got real close, but it didn't quite get there. But that's still good if we held calls going into today. Same thing with Mara. It broke above 25.80 and I posted in the Patreon. If it breaks above this, the next level is gonna be $27. It got just about right there and it slowed itself down. But we're gonna break above this level if Bitcoin continues to push and it's gonna hit this 27.85 level. Once it break above that, then $30. $30 range is gonna be there. As of right now, August 16th calls, $30 price target. Those will be in the money probably by the end of the week. Probably by the end of the week. Probably by the end of the week. But I mean, other than that, you just have to be aware of how the sector's rotating. One thing that I do watch, I watch SQQ, which is inverse tech. It's been slowly making a quiet uptrend. And this isn't a super volatile ticker. It moves probably 50 to 60 cent ranges, but those 50 to 60 cents are big time movers as far as regular tickers go. So if I zoom in a little bit, as you see, I have resistance around $7.63 and $7.51. Support at 735 and 741. So we can watch this consolidate within these ranges. And as you see, this small consolidation here is going to mean that you're going to see a lot of the market go sideways until this either breaks below and gives the market a temporary relief and sell off. And this drops back down towards $7.25, $7.17, somewhere around there. Or it breaks above this $7.65 level and it goes and it retests 775 and then it breaks above and even pushes higher. So this is what the market's looking like. I watched this to kind of see how much the price action is about to narrow down going into the rest of the week. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We had data drop Monday and today. Retail data drop today. But once this breaks out in the direction, you're going to want to be on the right side. If this breaks out to the upside, we can kiss NVDA calls, Meta, Google. You can kiss them calls goodbye because the premiums are going to get burned, especially if you got weeklies. If it breaks to the downside, make sure that you take profit once they go green because it can come down here. And just because it's breaking this level doesn't mean that your calls are going to be all the way out the clear. It's going to have to break below here and have a continuation to the downside in order for those calls to just continuously go green. What can happen if it does break to the downside? We get this break here, it touches here, and then it can make a retest back here and break this and still come up and retest these levels. So you have to play the game smart. You have to be aware of what's going on in the market and how to read or how to forecast how the market is going to trade going into the rest of the week. The price action is going to narrow down. We're looking for a break above or below on this particular ticker where I am at least. And we're just going to play the game accordingly. I got stopped out on Meta early today. I thought that we could possibly push back up towards 520. That was my mistake. I got in too early, but I had a stop loss set for 25%. I got kicked out and I just watched it drop for the remainder of the day. Some of these plays have been trading on low volume. So um, your indicators might not line up with what you're seeing. Stocks like Tesla or Apple, You might have a high RSI. You might have a curling down MACD. All of these tickers are trading with low volume. So pretty much that's just it's not going to be able to tell you, especially since they're lagging indicators, which direction is heading with just looking at the indicators. You're gonna have to really pay attention to the price action, really pay attention to the trend, the resistance and support levels. As you can see, today, well, yesterday, it bounced at the 246 level, and today was just very, very small price action. Very, very small price action. 247, it bounced up to 256, 257, and it just consolidated. We don't know where this thing's headed. It does have gaps that have not been filled. This one is a partial fill. You got one down here. You got one down here. You have earnings right around the corner on the 23rd, which is next Tuesday. So they like to manipulate these stocks based off of where they believe the earnings is going to head up or down. And they kind of burn out the premiums so that way once the premiums do get juiced and you see the prices fluctuate super high, you see the theta get jacked around, you see the IV just fluctuate over 100%. That's when these actual calls or options, that's when people start buying them, of course, because they're going to play the ER, they're going to YOLO. They're not playing it smart way as far as being an investor. Buy shares so that way you don't blow accounts. I just been seeing too many people playing calls, not paying attention to what's going on in the market. They trading based off their emotions and where they want the stock to go. You can't trade based off where you want to go. You have to trade what's given, what the actual chart showing, uh, because that's the only way you're gonna make money and you're gonna stay sustainable in this market. We trading Apple. I was looking for a flush down to 230, but of course we had a gap up right here. So it partially filled it and the buyer stepped in and pushed it back up towards resistance. So I haven't been trading using my normal clouds because they haven't been respected very well. I've been seeing resistance come down and the price action will push above the clouds and build in reverse and go the other way. So instead of playing that, I'm just playing naked charts with price action, trend lines, and so far it's been playing out that way. Any breakouts or breakdowns, I've been playing it like that. Today we seen Microsoft break down today. Once it broke below that 450 level, it flushed down as low as 446. It does have more downside. As far as I can see at the moment, um, it's kind of hard to tell. It's, it's kind of hard to tell where the downside would be. I would draw this trend line maybe and see if it can recover off of that. I'll get rid of that one because I don't want it blocking up the way. And we'll see how that plays. Um, I don't think that it's just gonna completely flush down that low, but I mean, who knows? We just have to see how this is gonna play out. We have double support right there. I might be kind of reaching, but that could be a possible play right there. And we see a move off of that bounce right there, which what could happen, we see a flush down here to 456, and we see a sideways movement in here somewhere until it decides to break out. You see a trade within here until the price action actually grows and look for a breakout to push back up. And that can happen. That could definitely happen. Another stock that broke down was, of course, Meta. And like I said, I got stopped out. Good thing I used a stop loss because that's what they're for. It broke below that 492 level. And once it did that, it tried to attempt to push down to 484. It just wasn't enough selling pressure, and it was already just completely beaten down for the day. Right at about an hour after the market opened, I seen SPY was pushing up, Qs were pushing down. So I did alert the Patreon members that premium was probably going to be burned for the rest of the day because you have the SPY and the Qs trading inversely with each other to keep just the entire market from flipping upside down or completely running through the roof. So we could see some similar action tomorrow. We could see some price action move back up into recovery, but uh, I just I don't want to get too in depth and have a mindset or a bias going in tomorrow. Normally, I like to keep my head clear. I like to wait till about 7:30 to see how the market's looking and go from there. Anything close to being at buy ranges, like if we was to open up down here or something, I'm looking at calls. Of course, if it breaks below and cracks this, then I'm looking for a short-term puts. But I just try to keep my head clear going into the market the following day and not just have my mindset. I like to be free. I like to be able to adapt and pivot and see whatever the market wants to give us for the day. So, um, Exxon Mobil has been moving very nicely. That's kind of an indicator that tech's cooling down because the money flowed right back into oil and gas. If we look at it, um, this looks like a trend right here. That's a trend right there. And this almost looks like a breakout. Come down right here and you see all of these touches. You zoom in and it almost looks like a breakout and that it wants to run. We have two more levels of rising support here. That's one level. That's two levels. So we could see this thing break out as far as resistance. I don't think I have anything right now. Yeah, I don't really have anything right now other than just seeing how far this thing wants to push. We have previous highs here at 124. Well, 123.82. So I'm not saying that this thing's gonna push all the way up there, especially in a short amount of time. ExxonMobil usually moves within $2 ranges, $2.25 ranges is the price action. It does have earnings next Friday, so we could see it move. You have two green days here that completely got rid of this red day here. One, two, three, four. So I was actually watching it here on that first green day, and we actually should have took here. Here was a second opportunity to take here, but we just kind of let it pass because I didn't want to chase it. But maybe we should have caught the uptrend, and we would have been up maybe 100% by now if we would have took 115 calls, and we would have gotten in around 114. We probably could have made some money, but It's always going to be another day in the market, always new plays to take. We'll just capitalize on the next movement. Um, I think that's all I got for y'all today. But be sure, if you're not in a Patreon, tap in. I will put the link in the comments. If you're looking to grow an account, if you're just looking to get some wins under your belt, if you're looking for a family to be a part of, come tap in with your boy Royalty Trades. I'll probably give another little video tomorrow and continue doing that just to look at some stocks that could be potentially reversing back to the upside. I'm liking Meta right now, but if you want to keep up with me in real time, that's where you're gonna find me. It's free to join. My premium size only $25, super cheap, but we've been making money. We caught Coin on the breakout. We caught Mara on the breakout. Last week we caught AMD. It's just a fun game to play, especially when you got a team that's making money with you. So for now, your boy's out. Tap in with me. Not losing money in this market. We're gonna make it. If we can't make it the day of, we're gonna play the game safely and smart. Catch y'all tomorrow.